Ednex is launched a new brand called Maker and Coder.
Thank you very much for coming. And you are kind of legend in education industry, and in any gathering, any meeting with any other company, our discussion is not complete without discussing Senthil did this and he said this. For the people the minority of the people who don't know about you, if you can please introduce yourself.
Yeah, first of all, Manav, thank you for having me here, and it's my honor. I would like to share my experience, and I'm Senthil. I'm a founder and CEO of Ednex. Ednex is a company focusing on experiential learning to bring the learning more in experiential form and also building a skill set required for the future. So that's why we call the future of learning is our tagline of the company. And currently we are in 6 countries with the head office from UAE and other GCC countries like Qatar, Saudi Arabia. And we are in US. We started in US, and also we are having an operation in India also. Recently, Ednex has launched a new brand called Maker and Coder. Ednex has launched a new brand called Maker and Coder, which is basically designed and developed based on the experience we gained more than 20 years in the field of coding, robotics, artificial intelligence and AI. It's a first product which has a multi-coding features. It's a touchscreen, stackable and expandable according to the student's requirement. And we got a very good response in the market worldwide for Maker and Coder MC 4.0. We name MC 4.0, we call as a Maker and Coder 4.0, which means Industrial 4.0. So this is basically a simple introduction about me. Yeah.
So who are the users? Is it university or the school?
First of all, when come to coding, all these years, coding, when we talk about coding, the coding stops at the block-based coding in schools. And hardly about 5 or even less than that schools are transforming from computational thinking, which is nothing but a block-based coding, to real script-based coding. So the idea of MC 4.0, how to give the smooth transition from computational thinking, which is a block-based coding, to script-based coding, and from script-based coding, how to move to other futuristic technology like Internet of Things, IoT, and artificial intelligence. So this product can be used from primary school at the age of 7 all the way to universities.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So you jumped completely to Ednex. There's a whole lot of time before Ednex. I actually was expecting you to start from your childhood actually. What was your childhood? How was it? And when did you recognize that, okay, I'm going to be a geek for the rest of my life?
Okay. Good question. Okay. I basically want to become a doctor.
The medical doctor?
Medical doctor.
Okay.
That's what my passion. And I did my schooling focusing on medical. You know, in India, it's you need to be very, very competitive. And if you see my scoring on physics, chemistry and biology, I was 198 for 200 in biology.
Wow.
And so due to my handwriting, my physics marks gone 165. So I was not getting a medical seat. I'm getting only a dental, which I'm not interested. So I had to take engineering, which is the second option available. So I become an engineer, and I chose mechanical as my stream. But from the college time, I was very, I always lead a team. So this is always in me, because I started the first mechanical workshops. I started mechanical, what we call academy, group, club. I was also a musician. I was a guitarist in my college, so I started my college troupe. So I used to go to college competitions for music and things. So this is how I was in college. So the moment I'm out of college, within 14 days of my final exams, I joined didactic company.
14 days as soon as you
After
graduated?
finishing my engineering, okay, my final year results are come, I joined a company, an education which makes robots, computer numerical control machines. So I was so all the experience I gained about education technology, robotics, automation is from my first company. So I was actually gifted to meet many prominent professors and lecturers. So that's how I entered into the field. So I still remember why I want to be in this field. So during when I work as a sales manager of this company, and I was always technically inclined towards robotics and things. Usually my presentation are much more technical than a sales pitch. So I got a lot of invite from university to give a seminar to the students, and I become quite popular like that, giving seminar to the students. So at my age of I think 24 or thing, I had been invited by a top university to inaugurate their mechanical department club, so which was a big honor for me at that age. So I come to know, okay, I'm not just a sales guy, I'm a consultant, so people want to listen to me. So that was a very proud moment. So I want to be in education segment. Even though I got some offer at the time in the software industry like that, so I want to stick on to the didactic and training segment. So that's how I enter into this field, and quite continuing this. I'm talking about 98, 99. So now 2003, I'm continuing in the same education field. Yeah. So for me, this is not just a job or a business, it's my passion.
That's great. So if you, I don't know if this is politically right question, but it is useful question that were there any mistakes that you did during your student life? One of the mistakes, for example, I did was that I did not went out on trips a lot. Now I think I should go back and spend some time enjoying also rather than just writing those formulas. So any advice for the students from academic life?
Okay, because most of the students nowadays, they are very clear what they want. My main advice is prepare yourself for the future. Okay. What you are learning in university, like getting a degree or macro credential, your degree is just a macro credential certificate. What is important for make you to saleable to the industries or become a good entrepreneur or innovator? So prepare yourself for the future and get the right skill set while you are studying, while you are focusing on your semesters and things like that. Also ensure that you develop your skill set basically required for the futuristic industry. Being in mechanical department, you being a mechanical engineer or electrical engineer, today we all know that an automobile industry going through a big change phase. From IC engine vehicles, petrol engine and diesel engine towards electrical vehicles. But still in university, those who are coming out, they are not being taught about EV vehicle, or they are not being taught about battery management system or thing. But imagine you as a mechanical engineer want to enter into an automobile. I'm just giving one example. You need to be experienced in electromechanical, you need to be experienced in modern machines, you need to be experienced in battery management. So these skills, even though it's not available, go and try to get such certificates which put you better than other students in front. So you're easily saleable to the industries. It's quite a trick. That's a simple trick. Most of the CVs, because we are also hiring engineers, so we see who has taken that initiative of learning something out of your curriculum, what is required for the future. So like mechanical, this is one line I'm talking about. Similarly, when come to electronics, learning about wireless protocols, learning about cybersecurity, learning about data science, AI, IoT, or getting a certification, basically a physical certification, a project working certification, helpful to the engineering students of different stream to gain better access to the job, or even to enter into their own product development or things. So try to acquire skills which is relevant for, or what is your focus, to try to get those skills while you are studying.
That's good. Do you think that while they are student, they should start doing networking or connections also, or maybe I was bad?
Okay, it's a very interesting question, because as I told, when I was in the college, every student has to do a project in the final year. So that is usually a testing time, because either you do your own project, or you can go to an industry and do a project for industry and submit to the university. So if a student is a good networking person, okay, he will get a project from industry very soon, because he know how to network to industry guy, to go and speak to them and then get. So networking is everything, because communication skills is very, very important, and how to also develop your CVs, which stand out from others with extra things. So I strongly recommend networking, and other communication skills is very, very important to get reach to good industries. Yeah.
Okay, so talking about, you have, it's very well proven that you have developed few teams, not one. I can think of at least 4 teams immediately. I don't know how many other teams. How is it possible? As I've, and I was saying before, like Paras, whatever you touch becomes gold, and then you leave the gold there and you move on. What's the secret sauce? And don't try to be humble, please.
Okay. No, first of all, the bigger advice of this one is, anything you do with passion. Okay, business automatically comes once you have a passion in whatever you are doing, rather than just only focusing on how much I get out of this business. If you try to design or develop or provide solution with greater care for your customers and have a passion on that, automatically success will come behind that. So that is one thing which I always follow, without knowing, that become a practice of my life, because for me education is a passion. I told, it is not just. So the secret is, first of all, you have to have a clear goal, like in 2-3 years where you want to be. Okay, what is possible with your financial things, where you want to be. So what is required to do that? The best example is maker and coder, because being in UAE, we usually import the robotics coding kit all the time from US, UK and other European countries.
China,
and
import from China.
China. But being in Dubai, which is a place of so many international schools, we are fortunate to get the experience of different curriculums which other companies across US or Europe, they don't have, because we know about GCSE British curriculum, we know about NGSS curriculum, we know CBSE curriculum, we know so we have many curriculums in Dubai. So when you work in Dubai, you get those experience. So we are very, very clear, okay, we want to launch our product by 2023, we are very clear. So we started our development in 2021, putting together, developing the controller thing and platform and things. So very clear goal and the steps. Financial planning, it's very, very important. Okay, what is required to fund this project? So if you are very clear, because planning is only 20%, the remaining 80% is execution. So you have to be consistent, how to take your goal, what is in business plan to bring in your life. So the consistency of following, meeting and things, how you deliver, that gives you success automatically. Yeah.
So let's talk about this, the product that you're launching. how is it different from the Arduino kits that we are getting for 100 dirhams? Or how is it different from the kits that we are getting from DF Robot or Spark Fun?
Okay. Good question. First of all, with all your rights, Arduino is a greater kit, okay, which is helpful for many university students to move to work. The kit which we design, we seen in the market basically every student at each stage they want to move from one level of higher complexity and gains knowledge. So they have to skip the platform. Okay, I learned in this kit this much. Okay, now I want to learn script based language and I want to learn about real robots rather than simple DC motor robots to real stepper motors. They have to, again, when they want to learn coding, IoT, artificial intelligence, so they keep on have to move from one platform they learn and then they have to move to other platform and hardware. So this was a big challenge for schools and universities because of getting those different resources, and also there is no kit available with the students. What I seen personally, when I started, I maybe developed maybe more than 6,000-8,000 robotic lab in schools. So then we also found when we do competitions for robotics and things, from each school same set of students only come. Okay, maybe from grade 6th he participated and grade 7 the same set of students will come, and then you move to the grade 8, only a set of students only will come. The robotics is never reached out to the mass. Maybe 10 students, 20 students in the school excel. When we did, and I just employed some MBA students to do the research, okay, why, even though they have a robotic labs and thing, why only 20-50 students only coming out of these schools, not only one school, similarly the pattern is reflecting in every school. When we did research about it, we found out the basic problem is the time share of the kit. The lab is accessible to the student only for 4 to 5 hours in a month. So they go to the lab, they do some project, they come out, and they come to the same lab maybe after 2 weeks. So if you see that the pattern, the students who are coming to regularly, somehow some grandfather gifted a kit or a mother gifted a kit, they have their own personal kit which enable them to gain interest and then started to developing that. So we found that a kit per student will enable every student to gain the knowledge. When it kit per students, it cannot be expensive, it should be very cheaper and it should be modular so that it can grow according to the way they don't need to invest completely. So that is how we designed this kit. So this kit basically you can program in block based language, you can program in C++ or Arduino IDE, you can program in Python, you can program in MATLAB, you can program in LabVIEW, you can also program in ROS. So first is we made this kit compatible for multiple languages to access, and this kit is also expandable. Like a student who is using a mobile robot with the wheels, you want to make instead of 4 wheels a 10-wheel robot. Usually the existing kits are not expandable to make your output to 10 motors. So the outputs are fixed. So during projects they find difficult. So we want expandable, like you can insert another layer and then you will have extra 4 motors. Or you also want to have an interface of stepper motors so that you can insert, you can use stepper motors. So that is an advantage of the kit we have. So any student who want to build industrial robot, they can build out of this as a controller and they can program in any language. So that's the difference between our product and what is in the market. Yeah.
I think I have to use it. What's the price?
So as I told, we want to make it more economical. So we want the price will be around 950 to 900, but the starting price is 600 junior kit, so that the kit has everything in it. So 600 dirhams is the cost of the kit. So the schools can afford to buy even a 10 or 15 kits very easily, because currently most of the kits are very expensive than this. So at the same time, this kit is not just a robotic and coding kit. This is an artificial intelligence and IoT also you can teach, which is introduced in most of the new curriculums here. So we analyze our competition. We are the first touchscreen, multicolor touchscreen robot, which is globally and stackable, expandable, multi-coding, MATLAB and LabVIEW things. So definitely, because we not seen anything in the market, we have not heard about
for
that.
sure. MATLAB I also, and LabVIEW I was a bit surprised to actually, I forgot to say that, I was a bit surprised, that's too much. So basically students don't have any excuse anymore.
Yeah, so that's why we want to give this kit as they can test any algorithms. That's
so
the idea behind.
let's say I take your kit, I just copy it and start selling it. I mean, are you covered for that?
Honestly speaking, because today most of the kits are developed based on open source platforms, either. So you do, as a controller, everybody can design and develop it. But how you package and design the platform is very important. So we are protected with what we have, because we also have a 3D simulator developed for our robot. We're the first company. Along with the robot, there are for other products, the simulators are available from third party, which they have to again invest. But any schools which invest on MC 4.2 maker and coder solutions is covered. We also offer a simulator license to the school who buy more than 10 kits, so they get a 30 license free of cost. So it's a 3D simulator. This is again based on what we seen. We want to give that hands-on experience to every students. So even the school cannot afford to give one kit to each of them, they can give our 3D simulator platform. A student can access anytime. It's a browser based. They can program, they can see, and they can download whatever they design to the hardware. So it's almost like having a virtual robot, programmable robot for them.
It sounds very exciting for multiple reasons. One is because I'm a big fan of that software Proteus. So I designed my first 3D printer based on PIC microcontroller on the software simulation. Of course, the budget, so I didn't have money. So I spent maybe 6 months coding on the Proteus software, then 3 days only to connect the 3D printer. So I totally support what you are saying. I'm very excited, to be honest. Will we be able to see it in JES?
Yeah, we are also having a booth in JES exhibition. We are introducing a new artificial intelligence wall for schools and university.
Wall.
So AI wall we call. It's a training system with fun. How to teach natural language processing, how to teach computer vision AI, how to teach, because like a supervisory machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, the concept of AI to bring it to schools, to university, that's a new kind of initiative we are bringing in. Yeah.
That is fantastic, and just a suggestion, and actually I would love to be part of it for free. I don't think many people know about this kit in UAE. That's what I want to believe, and if that is the case, if I can borrow a kit from you, you can keep safety deposit, and I can make some videos about it, how to use it. That will give me some content. And
that will be great, because we are looking for university professionals to test these kits. We given it to MIT now. We give right now, for information, when we did a prototype, we signed it with two schools. One is Manipal and is American University of Ras Al Khaimah. They are already using this kit for all the first year. So when we are developing, this is two university who already adopted our kit for every. So they are giving for every first year student one kit with the school, their university logo. Like every first year students, as a point of entry level given by the university, this kit, because this kit you can teach all the futuristic technology. So 2 universities giving this kit with their school logo, because this kit come with a case. So I'll be very happy to share one kit for you to evaluate it with the curriculum. Yeah.
So the other thing is that you are talking about MIT and American University and Dubai. What about the people in India?
Okay.
The price, I mean, that's too much.
No, for example, if you see, compared to what is available in the market, we are talking about. When we're telling price is high and thing, because if they want to do only about robotics and coding, like what is available in the market, our prices are quite cheaper. We are talking about only $120 kit. If it is only coding and thing what's there, we are talking about multiple technologies in the schools. So if any school want to invest to teach IoT and AI, they have to teach on multiple kits. So we are talking about hardly $250–$40 for the entire range of coding, robotics, AI and IoT. We had been seen as the most economical product in the market. But still, as you say, this is still challenging for many schools in developing countries. We are working on a new designs to still further reduce our cost. Yeah.
Another juicy question. I would not let you skip this because I tried before and you just dodged the question. When you are developing a team, you are hiring a team. Okay, you said, okay, today I'm going to start a company, and I mean you have done this, so I'm going to start this company. I need this kind of people, 2, 3, 5 people. How do you start searching for them? What are the qualities you're looking for? For example, this is a very good advice you gave, that we look at the CV and see, other than the coursework, has he done anything related to improve his CV and show his interest? Now that is a very good way of finding out. So if you can further explain, how do you select the right people?
Okay. First of all, what we see during the interview, when you especially want to have some lead managers, which is very important. So like a product development manager or sales leader, the important quality we look for is, first of all, whether the person is having a passion in what he is trying to do. He is trying to get a job, or is really want to do what he want. So first thing is whether he having a passion, and other important qualities which we look into the candidate is basically a responsibility, right? Whether the skill set, whether he is skilled or not, because usually skills we can train them and get inside, but basic qualities are whether it's responsible, loyal, and so many other important general quality, empathy, whether it's open-minded. Many of these features we'll try to look into it, rather than he's only technically skilled. Okay, whether he have, if it depend on the particular skill set, whether he's innovative, whether he has a passion, whether he look for new ideas. So it's depend on, because according to the basically the job description, so we look for a quality what is required first. But as I told, the main thing is what we look more into is about the personality rather than first the skill set. Yeah.
Okay, so the team that you developed at Ednex, they are quite young, very energetic. So how did you found them? Through LinkedIn, or how? Because you are so accurate with your selection. How?
No, I can say, so I am 80% accurate. Still 20% we have some challenges.
Still, that's very good.
Always, always sometimes you choose, but we come across now mostly. We decided to select young generations who have fire and goal to lead. So rather than bringing in experienced people, we found if we bring more passionate younger generations and then motivate them, give extensive training to gain that, since most of myself and some of the team members are in this segment for quite some time, we know how to train the young generation. So we take young generations and we put them for intensive 2 to 3 months training on product mapping, product development, product designs, on those design department. So mostly we have a very younger team now. I'm the only oldest one. So I think we have very younger team, mostly out of universities, and that's the kind of team we are right now looking. Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask one or two harsh questions. Ednex don't have much brands. Okay, you have in Industry 4.0, you have one brand. Recently you did something with American University of Sharjah. Looks fantastic, but you don't have basically no brand standing behind you. So why should people come to you?
Since you are asking about particularly a brand or a specific thing, if you see, we are now selected when come to Industrial 4.0. Okay, I do not want to name any brands specifically. When Industrial 4.0, it's basically, it is not a modular production system or a mechatronics. Industrial 4.0 is basically an SIM system, real working SIM system, integrated with the cloud network, give a feedback and thing. If you see any of this existing in this market except what you see in AUS. So we have still the strongest Industrial 4.0 system, which is a real factory. We offer our Industrial 4.0 with CNC machines, which makes products directly, real product, not simulate product, which makes real products. And we have automatic storage retrieval system, real automatic and real conveyor management system with the cloud interface, and we use the MES software of Siemens for our cloud-based interfaces. And even you can teach different logics, not just about PLC control. You can TCC IP control management for industrial. So our Industrial 4.0 is a full-fledged Industrial 4.0 compared to any brand in the market, which is we offer through Intelitech and the Siemens collaboration. The second thing, when come to product, always, because there are products, Ednex focus on future. What is the next future? If you see, we launched our science labs, which is called Pocket Lab. Okay, which is now every school in UAE going for that. The Pocket Lab concept is, we traditionally use sensors in science lab for every parameters like velocity, pressure, motion. So you have a sensor for each sensor, and you measure. Basically, science is a study, physics or the study of parameters. You study about light, study about current, electricity. So we have sensor to measure everything. What we launched in the last 2 years for information, since we are carrying many big brands, we are carrying the best brands like Pocket Lab, one solution, one block which can measure 18 parameters. So you don't have to buy 15 different sensors. So we have all these parameters in one block, which reduce the cost by 80%. To the schools. We have a complete classroom set, and apart from that, the technology is moving towards cloud and interface. After COVID, most of the schools stopped doing hands-on classroom during COVID. Everybody is behind Zoom and Teams, so everything is virtual. But the only one class which we cannot do is labs. I hope you agree, being a lab manager. So labs are the one which was missed by the students a lot during the COVID time. So how, in such cases, how you can basically, because the virtual science cannot be taught virtually because you need a real parameters to measure and things. Okay, simulators are available, but science is better taught with the hands-on. So these sensors are basically A student can use it at any time because it's not too expensive. So the sensor, the student want to do any experiment, they can do it. At the same time, this device, you can share data between two students, even they are in different locations. A student a teacher can form a group of students from anywhere, and then they can measure the data and they can share online, and teacher can see that. So it is big revolution and easy for teachers to manage. They can see the classroom management, and it's live. You don't need to install the software. So when come to science, again we are doing very well. When come to AI and robotic, we are and we have many brands for information. So we if you see, take some of the top companies like Quanser on drone, is with
is one of the
best
and one of the expensive
drones and things, because and they are with us. And when come to SOM, we are now exclusive with SOM, because why we choose SOM basically, again, compared to traditional companies, because most of these traditional companies use data acquisition. Okay, even in their name you can see data acquisition. This is a big actually education we have to do to the lab managers. When they are telling computer control or computer integrated devices, so there is a difference between computer control and data acquisition devices. Most of the labs, which is traditional companies, what we are doing is, you can go and do computer control, you receive the data. You cannot control. For example, if you have a wind tunnel, you want to change the flow, flaps and things, you need to do manually that and come and collect the data. So that is not called computer control, it's a data acquisition. So the company we selected is more futuristic, because we want computer control. Even student, if you want to do virtually that experiment in the future with the camera, still you can control the parameters also, like you want to do the flap changing, everything from the control. So what we offer in all this mechanical labs and thing, it is what we call is distance learning. So even student can access the lab and control and take readings from things. That's the software we use it. That's why we work with SOM on that mechanical and thing. When you come again to Matrix, Matrix is a UK based company. If you see, most of the traditional fluid mechanics, strength of materials and theory of machines, we still have a huge fluid mechanics machines, big tub, and then that's a classic way of doing. But today Matrix has come, the same kit with the same flow rates, with a small tabletop, where instead of buying a huge things, and then you can still change the experiment so far. So we are focusing more on modern and futuristic equipments rather than classic traditional things. So that's why we call future of experiential learning is our thing. So our devices, our offering to the clients are more towards the future rather than the whole classics. That's why we are growing so fast.
Okay. So if some of these classic brands, I would not name them, and I will maybe edit them from the interview also, they will come to you and say that, okay, you be our exclusive, so you will say no to them?
We already said no to many of them. I don't want to name it. I left one of the brand which is quite popular 30 years in the region, because there is no innovation for nearly 10 to 15 years, because we also see what is the team behind our product. It's not just because they are popular we want to sell it because okay, it is easy, but we are looking for what is the vision of that company. Like why we choose Matrix, why Matrix come to us is, if you see the Matrix range, typically the electrical machines, if you see traditionally we have shunt motors, squirrel gauge motor, this is many of these motors are not used currently, and they are using frequency drive AC servo motors for everything, almost 80%. If you see, this development is more of, or you are MATLAB interfaceable, or you are LabVIEW interfaceable, or you are Python interfaceable, or in machines, because if you see in EV vehicles, the electrical machines used are modern machines. So this is missing in traditional companies, whereas Matrix has designed this 3 years before. That's the vision of the company, same like us, what is going to come. We printed our first Industrial 4.0 catalog in 2018 when Ednex started. We printed our AI IoT catalog in 2018 when Ednex started. We are very clear in what is going to be the future. That's why you can see all the popular brand like Unitree or thing. I hope you recently see a Netflix series about robotics, just launched about a month back. If you see that Netflix series, most of the companies coming in that series are with Ednex. So we are very futuristic, yeah.
No, so that is one of the very good selling point that actually you may have used it already. If not, use it. It is
the biggest Netflix series. Any robots they are seeing that.
What was the name of this series? You can maybe share later.
No, Netflix is called Killing Robots as a series which is launched in thing which is about the future of robotics. How to use robotics.
Sorry, I took your drink, but I'm drinking constantly.
So this robotics, if you see most of the robots coming in that video by most of the city is the robots we are having it. So our partner robots are the one coming. So that shows very clearly we choose the right products and solutions. Yeah.
Okay. So again, I know I'm operating in a dangerous area, but I have to get information out of you for my students. So one of the most common questions that comes from the students is how to get investment. You have a fantastic idea, or you think you have a fantastic idea as a student. You want to be the next Mark Zuckerberg, but how to get the investment? I mean, you have done that few times. So any advice for the students how they can secure the investment, or should they wait, get their salary, save some money, and then keep the 100% ownership, or anything about that?
No, today world is full of startups. And if you see the environment for student is great compared to when we started companies. So there are many startup funding agencies are there. If you even go into startup funding again there are different levels are there, because one we call seed funding when students start, serious funding. So there are different levels. The student has to first have their pitch. They should have only ideas today. Today funding is easy. If you have a good idea, there is a platform to put your ideas. Like today, if you see Kickstarter, so many platforms are there. If you have a product, if you have a solution or prototype, you can just, you don't need money basically.
Actually, that's yeah.
So you can just put your ideas. You have been crowdfunded. There are so many crowdfunded. So this for innovators and entrepreneurship kids today, the scenario is much better. You don't have to wait for your saving. So if your idea is good, there are funding available. And also I am nowadays motivate the universities should also have their own incubators, rather, because every university is looking for innovation initiative and thing. I was also working with one of the schools where to have a simple incubator in collaboration with Dubai Future Foundation, because Dubai Future Foundation is supporting educational institutes with innovative project to support them. So they're also giving their logo and things to be a part of the incubators. So better to have these incubators and manage what we call innovation management platform. There are now softwares available where the student can throw the ideas and other faculties and other thing can analyze the ideas and then move for a local crowdfunding. Even between your students you can fund that project, it cannot be mentioned. So this can start from university itself, this idea of within the parents you can crowdfund, or within the university you can crowdfund that project. When the student get into that atmosphere, he knows how to get it done when he come out of the university. So it's better the university has to prepare them for incubators and things. how to work on pitch deck, how to do this should be a part of the university training. Yeah.
That's good. So you started Ednex, if I'm recollecting it correctly, with 40K.
Yeah, actually I was, if you see overall, so if overall we have only about 40,000 dirhams in the bank for me when I started Ednex. But I come with by the time I was almost like a 15 to 18, there are many people ready to come and fund. The only thing, the COVID what hit was thing, but for a university students to come out like that, that is not be the case, because they have to prove themselves.
Yeah, so you, in your case, you had a track record.
So there is always the people who want to come, and you get many options by the time you would have thing. But for university students, it's not fair to compare that. It's very important that they should have their own incubator centers. The university should train them on incubators, how to build ideas, and the ideas to funding to development. This is one of the teaching which they have to go through in the universities. So as I told, funding is nowadays much easier. Good ideas are being funded by investors very easily. Yeah.
That's great. So let's talk about a little bit about the education sector in Dubai. Let's talk with UAE. Is it growing or is it shrinking?
No, if you see, Dubai is the only, or you can say UAE is the only country which celebrates innovation, and this is the only country we have innovation is celebrated for a whole month, and this country has developed many opportunities for outside companies to come and do business here, and also when come to education, okay, they are consistently growing in UAE. You can see a lot of new universities started to coming up continuously in thing. The education, there is a consistent involvement by the government to improve the curriculum. If you see, usually independent curriculum or independent schools only have design and technology and robotics into the curriculum, whereas if you see in UAE, D&T has been included in the curriculum like international curriculum almost about 3 to 4 years back, and they implemented robotics into many schools from my knowledge. So I'm also part of it for many things from 2007. UAE has introduced among the GCC countries, UAE has introduced data logging in science long back. So there is a consistent improvement to always move from one segment to other. So definitely there's a big focus for education in UAE.
What are we looking ahead? Is there any secret project you are doing you want to share, just like Coder and Makers? Anything new that we should expect in 2024, and we can get you back on the camera and ask you, okay?
No, now there is actually a 3 years plan to actually build our brand Maker and Coder. There is no more products coming in the future. First of all, we are launching 2024 a Maker and Coder challenge, a global Maker and Coder challenge, to engage the first IoT and AI competition globally for students school level. That's a big project because we are designing the competition things, and I think that's what I can. And also we are coming up with our autonomous school kit, autonomous technology kit soon, which is under development, and using the same kit how they can develop drones. So these are the 3 projects in pipeline for 2024.
I mean, they are going to be released in 2024?
2024,
can expect by 2025?
2024 second quarter we are releasing the autonomous kit, which is already prototype is finished, but we are looking for some more developments on ROS side. So because that is actually a continuum of a students once they finish artificial intelligence, how they can go for autonomous car management and things like that. That's an extension of our MC 4.0 kit. So the prototype is already working, so we are working on mass production.
So what will be included in this kit?
Additional lidar, GPS sensors, global positioning system, lidar, because we are coming with a very mini lidar, just they can add on to the car, and then also it has a vision system, so that it has a lidar and vision, so that student can use it as an autonomous car.
Basically the add-ons for the base kit.
Base kit, yeah, exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
and the base kit, I haven't seen it. It's a mobile robot also?
It's a mobile robot,
okay.
And with the AI IoT kit, it is an add-on of AI IoT kit. So already GPS positioning system is an AI IoT kit. So we just add a lidar system on top of it. Yeah.
So okay, if let's suppose you have a time machine, you can go back 30 years. Is there anything different you will do?
I would have started developing products rather than
selling someone else's.
Because that's what I think. Because there's a good scope. But again, it's an investment time, so I would have developed my own products and design rather than think. But no regrets. I worked with a lot of companies, gained a lot of experience. So that's what I do, because I enjoy now designing new products and releasing it. Because with the experience you gained in the classrooms, we know exactly what kind of kits is required for schools as well as for university. So since we work in both the sector, we will have a better input for design new kits. Yeah.
So any plan of starting your manufacturing in UAE, or you will just keep it outsourcing?
Actually, that's our entire goal, because still for electronics it's very challenging. Still we are doing it outside. And we ultimately we want at least the mechanical manufacturing to be done in UAE soon. So because we need high-end CNC and bending machines to support it. So we are looking for a local manufacturer who can support us to produce this locally. So we lined up few companies. So from next year at least the chases and those areas we are planning to build in locally. There are multi-layer PCB printing machines are available. Today there are PCB printing machines has been sent to space station to rectify, in order to change the PCB boards directly. So there are PCB printers sent to space station, so that PCB prototyping concept, of course mass production has to go through the classic process, but for design development and things like that, there are PCB printers different, like multi-layer printers available, so that an innovator or an engineer want to bring his circuits to life, which can be done in 2 or 1 hour. Just there's a PCB printers like Ultra is one of the best in the market, so which can offer the direct printing, PCB printing to convert your circuits to the real PCBs. Yeah. You don't have to go through traditional process anymore. Yeah.
For prototyping, definitely it's okay, but for mass production, I think we have
mass production there are some companies doing mass production also with a lot of printers, because it's depend on the batch size what you want.
Yeah, true. So in the chess, what can we expect? Last time you showcased that your dog, I should not call it dog, quadruped robot. Any other exciting thing we should be?
No, actually this year we are planning to actually display our maker and coder IoT solutions. We want to display to the teachers how IoT can be easily taught into university and school. So there will be kits to display that, and also the AI wall. First, the AI wall is something we are working on it is a simple solution to introduce AI to the schools and university.
So just another question, talking about there are 2 dots that you gave me, I'm trying to connect them. One was that networking is important. The other thing is that we at Ednex are trying to take on board, as you just said, the faculty members. So don't you think you should have a strong presence in social media also to connect with the students directly?
Okay, this is I had got it from many my friends as well as. If you see, this is something I have to work out. Still, I'm not much in social media, except I do some comments and
likes
and things. But I never. I just want to explain about. So I had initiated many initiative in this region. Starting from World Robotics Olympiad, I was part of it, and most of the biggest robotic competitions has initiated to actually motivate the kids both in public and private schools to come to robotics and coding. Since 2005 I'm working on this, and currently I'm also a part of the biggest event called Mubarmach 50, which run by Sandhu Kalwatan, where more than 1,000 students is participating. So I'm also honored. I'm a part of that initiative along with Sandhu Kalwatan. Ednex is a part of Mubarmach 50, which is now the biggest competition in the region with more than 1,000 students participated last year, and we are hosting an international competition this year in a very beautiful venue called the Earth by Sandhu Kalwatan and Aldar, and Ednex is a technical partner for hosting this. So this year we expect at least about more than 30 countries students come to Abu Dhabi to participate in this event. So again, this is we are doing the international event to motivate the kids what's happening, and also we are inviting a lot of officials from government and thing to see what's happening in other countries, what is the level of other students from other countries, how they are participating and things. This will be like an exhibition for the local schools to also come and see how the different schools from other countries approaching.
These schools from different countries, they are paying for their own travel and lodging?
It is paid by their government or organizers and things, but we are subsidized a lot for their stay, as well as we are not charging anything for them to participate in the competitions. Everything offered free during the event, except the organizer take care of the stay for about a week. They have to stay here because there are different level of competitions are there.
My question was about promoting on social media, so you are just saying that this is how we are promoting ourselves and exposing ourselves to audience.
Yeah, so through some of the thing, because we are not much into social media yet. Okay, almost all our initiatives like this, we are promoting it, but most of our development, because if you see a product which is designed and developed in UAE is now being sold to US and things. We are the first company in UAE reach that level of having international participation.
Exactly.
So we never talk much about those things, even though there is a lot of support given by government for the locally manufactured, locally homegrown companies in UAE. We still not reach any of the government bodies and we tell about our growth yet. So we have to talk now. We are planning in the future in the social media that how Maker and Coder is born in UAE, and then how many countries we are present currently. So we have a plan of be there in 20 countries by end of December.
That's having your representation or your own office?
We have not own office. We are currently appointing distributors in all the countries. We are training all the distributors. So we have planned to have 20 on board by December. Yeah. So we participated in BED show. We got a good number of the best partners. We participated in IST, and we are also planning to participate in World EDAC India, and we are participating in EduTech in Australia. Of course, just in November. Yeah.
So, what kind of boss you are?
Okay.
Yes.
It's a tough question.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. It's a loaded question.
Okay. It's to be honest, I'm little bit I can say people find very easy to work as a boss. Those who are really, because I will put them to the edge. I'll push them the boundaries, and it's like a tough coach. No, if you want to be a world champion, because you usually see the coach, they are very little bit harsh
Yes.
to push their push them to the boundaries. No, you know, it's not good enough. Okay, you have to, because if you see the secret of us, why every time when I'm going, that always we come first within 2 or 3 years, whatever the company I touch. The simple secret is we don't actually satisfied with this. We always look for the best. Okay, and so it is tough for initially the team members to reach that expectation and things. So the moment when they worked with me for 6 months, I find them already they are very well, they are very competent. So that's one of the secret I can say. So those who want to grow and learn, they enjoy the learning and they are passionate about, they find it easy. And those who are not competent or who do not want, okay, I'm fine with this, why should I do that? It's where I'm a very tough boss. So if people want to have a bigger aspiration, they want to really grow, they want to think, they find it really interesting. So I have a lot of interesting candidates work with me like that, and I see them really in big places now. I'm happy to see many of them working in ministry and things like that, because they are always, when I challenge them, they always meet those challenges. Yes, they put extra time and things like that, but they are very passionate about and they enjoy that. But some people don't enjoy when you challenge them and things like that. So they find it difficult. So I have two set of people. They hate as a boss because you every time consistently challenge them and push the boundaries. So and there's a set of people they like a lot and they enjoy a lot because they have bigger aspiration to grow.
Do you have any nickname in office?
I don't know yet. Okay, so I don't know yet. Maybe there'll be something. So I'm not very sure about it.
I should know. Thank you so much. God bless you and I wish you luck.
Thank you very much.
The area in which you are working is very unconventional and risky, but of course, inshallah, it will be rewarding. Yeah. Because I'm a customer of almost all of the big brands, so I know they invest very safe in the equipment and the brands and the strategy. And my understanding of your business is changed after discussing today on camera, off camera, and I think either you are going to be super hit or you are going to hit the ground real hard. Anyways, you are going to enjoy it, and I think you are already.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Robert, for having me. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes, sir.